So we are in an age where it is not remarkable to hear somebody say something crazy. What's remarkable is when you hear somebody say something true. And here we have something true from Bill Burr. Here's a headline. Bill Burr rips feminists for failing the WNBA. And yeah, why isn't the WNBA more popular? It's not men's fault. No man asked for the WNBA. This was all women's doing. Anyway, let's hear what he had to say about it. But first he started in on the U.S. women's national soccer team. He said, you're playing in a 20,000-seat arena. 1,500 people show up. That's not a good night. The promoter lost his effing ass on that gig. Yeah, and, unless they're playing like a gold medal game or, a World Cup final, nobody actually cares. And the only reason they care when that happens is because the media pretends like it's important and people have to pretend they think it's important briefly. And, once every 4 years, you could live with that. But anyway, he continued and nuked feminists for not supporting the WNBA enough. And this is coming from his new special. He says, look at the WNBA. They have been playing in front of 300 to 400 people a night for a quarter of a century. Not to mention, it's a male subsidized league. We gave you a league and none of you showed up. Where are all the feminists? That place should be packed with feminists, faces painted, wearing jerseys, going effing nuts like the guys do. None of you went to the effing games. You failed them. Not me, not men. Women failed the WNBA. Ladies, name your top 5 WNBA players of all time. Name 5 WNBA teams. Name the WNBA team in your city. You can't do it. And yes, he's completely correct. He is placing the blame exactly where it lies. With women. Again, what man demanded a women's basketball league? Or any women's sports league for that matter? Men don't care. It was the women who demanded this. This was the women that wanted this. This was the feminists that wanted this. And then executives said, you know what? Maybe we can make some more money if we can make women's basketball popular or women's whatever sport popular. Then that's just a whole new revenue stream. And sure, it's not entertaining to watch, but we'll shame people into watching it. We'll shame people into liking it. That seems to work these days, shame. But as always, the man has to pay for dinner. Without subsidies from the NBA, the league wouldn't exist. And you know that the reason they have a TV contract is because of the collaboration with the NBA. So it's everybody supporting the men's game that actually makes the women's game possible. It says here that the WNBA has lost an average of $10 million each year that it's been in existence. And that was stated in 2018. I think it's starting to look up a little bit. It says the 2021 WNBA playoffs had an average viewership of 367,000. And that's up 63% from the 2020 postseason. So, that's not obviously a big number. Although I'm pretty sure that beats out Brian Stelter on CNN. And if they keep growing like this, soon they might be competing with, reruns of the Golden Girls. But really the problem is that the vast majority of sports fans are men. Men just like sports more than women do. And a lot of women that are watching sports are really watching it because, their husband or their boyfriend's watching it. If he's not home, what time does Real Housewives start at? Well, I don't know, but she knows. I just feel like this is all part of the social engineering that's been going on. And it seems so pointless because it just seems to be going against human nature. Yes, there are women that genuinely enjoy watching sports. Of course there are. It's just a much smaller market than it is amongst men. And apparently it's not enough to support a league like the WNBA. And it seems to rarely be enough. You've got something like tennis, where it seems to translate fairly well. The female game seems to translate fairly well in the game of tennis. And you've had very, very popular female tennis players, obviously. But even then, more of the revenue comes from the male players than it does from the female players. And generally, it just doesn't work. And why doesn't it work? Just because of reality. Just because physical and biological reality. How about this? Shaq says the WNBA should lower the rim so players can dunk. That's where feminism meets reality. And that's why no matter how much they push the WNBA, it ain't gonna work. Anyway, please subscribe, like, and share. Sharing really helps me out. I really notice when people share my content. It makes a big difference. Thank you very much for that. I'll see you next time.